Welcome to Spilling the Reality. I am one of your hosts, Noel Lagrasso. I am here with my very dear, close personal friend, as Gene Okerlund used to like to say, Devin Sturgis.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
Green jeans.
Had to bring out a little Gene Okerlund.
Lean by God, Gene.
I am still a little depressed about Mean Gene.
Yeah, I got to say.
That hit me.
Yeah.
That hit the Hubs real bad because they spent a lot of time together when he was in WCW, like a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Like father figure kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I hear about him a lot. He's used that role.
Yeah, he really, like when Vito got the hardcore title from Terry Funk and they all went out to the bar afterwards to celebrate. He always tells me the story about how everybody was there. Flair was there, Hogan was there, the whole crew went to this big bar, and Gene stood up at the table and said, "Tonight's Vito's night. One of the boys tonight, he got the handshake from Funk," and they made a big deal about it. Like, you finally made it here after he had been in, the Indies and overseas and WWF and all that stuff. He finally found like his singles push. And Gene made a big speech. So he always had a special place in his heart for Gene. So when he died, Vito was kind of devastated. And then recently King Kong Bundy passing away. That was somebody Vito started out with and traveled with him and Bill Eadie. And it's tough for him. It's tough for him. We lose a lot of the boys. And it doesn't get any easier no matter how many you lose. But at least, he's out there fighting the good fight for that. So I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us on Twitch. Guys, remember, you can go to twitch.tv/The Big Vitogram, where you'll be able to see all kinds of shows. Vito has a new sports show coming out called Jock of All Trades with Vito Lagrasso. He's going to give you a sports update every week from the golf course, believe it or not.
Nice.
Now, so he's going to do golf updates. And we have the Nerdification of Big Vito, where I'm teaching him about video games, Batman, take him to the comic book store. I'm going to try to give him Oh, it's good, dude.
That sounds good. I got to catch some of that.
That is.
If you ever need help with the nerd stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. The plan is to bring you in and Danny J in, and everybody's going to give it. It's the re-education of Lauryn Hill a little bit. Vito is not too much about being a nerd, but he lives with a nerd. So basically, I take a school bully, and turn him into the school nerd by the end of season 1.
Right.
So that's pretty much. And then we have a new show coming to Realm Network. We're going back on the Russo brand because Vince called and said, "I don't understand why you guys aren't on the brand anymore." We're like, "Vince, you had a lot of shows." He's like, "Why aren't you just doing a show?" He says, "Come back on. People miss you." So This Week in Wrestling History with Vito Lagrasso is coming on. Everything's with Vito Lagrasso. It'll be on the Realm Network starting in the first week of April. When we move to the new house next week and we open up the new studio. You're right there, brother. I see your dog.
Sorry. Sorry.
Hanging in there.
I didn't get any water before I started like an idiot.
I know. I'm out of tea too, and my hair is still wet. Like I told you, 8:30, and I was trying to get ready. Vito a long time because this beard. We got to brush the beard. Just for men, the beard. Make sure the beard's trimmed correctly before he walks out of the door to go train. I don't know. I don't get it. He's
trying.
It's how he is. It's how he is. So we're coming back.
Get him Jack Black products.
Jack Black products?
Yeah, for his beard.
Yeah, I will. He loves good beard products.
That's the brand.
Gene Sininsky has beard oil,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has like a whole. He's got a really long beard now. Like last time I saw him was like really, really long.
Wow.
Beard thing. So he's got the whole beard oil and all that shit. So
yeah.
So you ready to do some weird news?
Hit me.
All right. Well, we got to start out with some because we haven't done weird news in a little while.
I need the weird news.
Yeah, we trailed off to some other things because we had to cover them. They were very important. But this is my weird news for this week. So let's start off with what I like to call a baby named with a magical historical name that is not so magical.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So a new mum in England has been receiving a lot of nasty online comments for naming her daughter Disney. Just Disney. Like Cher or Madonna. This baby's name is just Disney.
No.
No. They decided what to call their little girl. This girl's name, the lady, the Hatter's name is Jade. and her husband's name is Joshua. They're both 27. They wanted some extravagant sounding name. They've been trying to have a baby for 7 years. So you'd think after 7 years, they'd have thought of a better name than Disney, but they did not. So they were debating Belle because that was her favorite movies, Beauty and the Beast. And they wanted something that was like more, I don't know, something that nobody else would have and something that unique. So they came up with Disney. Now people are mocking them because their little girl's name is just Disney, and that sounds a little bit ridiculous. So that's my first weird story. Second part of the weird story is they're trying to have another baby. I would like you to guess what you think that they want to call baby number 2 if it's a boy. This is
If it's a boy. If it's a boy. I was going with Maleficent, but no. Not if it's a boy.
Don't think Disney, but think nerdy.
Think what?
Think nerd.
Batman.
Don't think Disney so much, although we are Disney nerds. Think more like gamer and not Mario.
Link.
No, but
people call their kids Link now.
I know.
That's the thing.
Their kids Link in Ocarina. I saw Ocarina of Time. Like, with your baby's Ocarina of Time.
Oh gosh.
They have a boy. They wanted to name it Sonic after the Hedgehog.
But people are gonna think it's after the fast food joint.
That's the first thing I thought was like, what does he get? Like burgers and half price drinks at happy hour? Like
your mommy and daddy got it on at Sonic, and so that's what they named you.
We named all our kids where they're conceived. Our daughter was Disney because we got it on the People Mover. And our son is Sonic. Guess where we conceived him? Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. This next one I have for you is absolutely terrifying to me. Like, it's my worst nightmare.
I think I already know what it is.
Guess it. I love if you can guess my story.
It's the rattlesnake story.
No, but you can tell me that one when I'm done.
Okay.
This is horrible. This is horrific. This is the stuff nightmares are made of legit. Okay? Mm-hmm. I call this sinking into more than despair.
Uh-oh.
This is bad, dude. This is so bad. A woman visiting her parents' grave in Long Island, they had a burial plot, descended into more than just despair when she sank hip deep into their graves, a lawsuit claims. Yeah, it gets better from here. In a real-life horror show, Joanne Cullen bent down to fix a bow on a wreath she had placed on the headstone on her parents' grave, and a sinkhole formed and began to swallow her alive. It caused her to fall forward because it sucked her down. She bashed her head into the tombstone, broke her teeth, and continued to sink. Reaching up to grab the headstone to try to pull herself out didn't help her any because then the headstone fell over on top of her.
Oh.
She tried to scream for help, but obviously she's kind of in the middle of nowhere in a graveyard at sunset trying to just place a wreath, and now she is stuck in the ground, and she's suing the cemetery. It was dusk. It was in December, so it's like dark and gray, and when she gets
like a movie.
This is a movie. This is like my worst nightmare. Going to place a wreath and then being sucked into the grave. Imagine you're being sucked in. You're trying to grab the tombstone. You crack your teeth. You're trying to pull. Like, this is brutal. This is like Saw type stuff. Like, now she's going to be trapped and have to figure out a way out of her parents' grave and shit. They never did say how she even got out, but they said she was horrifically traumatized. She's suing the cemetery for $5 million. $5 million. She
might have that much in like psychiatry bills, though. I mean, seriously.
Well, you got to think. Not only did she
get a whole new set of grill,
yeah, she's got to get new teeth. She got sucked into her parents' graves, which it is absolutely horrific. Not only that, but she got hit with that stone in the head. So now she's got like trauma. Like, obviously, she took a head injury being hit.
Right.
Pulled down, she's got all kinds. She's 64. She's not like,
gotcha.
So she's a little older. So now she is suing them for $5 million. This is not the worst thing I've ever heard, but it's damn near close.
That's pretty something scary.
I can't imagine much worse.
Do you want me to flip to this story?
Yes, please, please.
So I'm going to start off by saying, of course, it's in Texas.
Of course it is.
Right. So homeowner was crawling under the home to fix the cable TV and called in because he found a, quote, few snakes hiding under the house. So they sent out this guy Hawkins who, owns big country snake removal in Texas, in North Texas. He and his partner went in there. There were not just a few snakes. There were rattlesnakes, first of all. They were all rattlesnakes.
Holy shit.
Do you want to guess how many? The guy said a few.
100.
No, not that. 45.
That's a lot of rattlesnakes. 100, I was going for like Indiana.
A few snakes. And there's a video, at least on Washington Post on the article, with this rattlesnake. Like, you know how they like flare up and fangs out, and like, when they're trying to like reach in there and pull them out.
Very Indiana Jones.
Very big rattlesnakes. 45 of them under this person's house. So
that's horrific.
That's pretty bad.
Do you remember that show, Billy the Exterminator? Nick used to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he used to go into all these like effed up situations, and there was these horrific like things in people's houses and gators in the pools. That shit happens all the time here in Florida.
Yeah.
The gator.
I mean, today's Florida Day, right? Where everybody's like putting in their birthday and fun. I'm learning so much.
It's Florida Man Day. If you put in Florida Man into Google and type in your birthday,
I'm going to do this right now.
Do it right now while we're talking. It's Florida Man Day.
And you put in like, how much of your birthday do you put in?
Just put in the date. Like mine's like August 15th. So just put Florida Man and then August 15th or whatever your birthday.
Okay, and then Florida Man, 2 words?
Yeah, Florida Man and then your birthday.
And you do the first one?
Yeah.
Well,
they pretty much ruined it by putting Florida Man all over the place.
This isn't that weird. Florida Man pleads guilty to mailing bombs to Trump foes.
You know what? That sucks because that literally happened today. So you didn't even get a good one. Mine was Florida Man charged in squirrel throwing. Was mine.
Nice.
Like that this morning. So that's pretty good. Squirrel. I think Vito's was Florida Man sells fake supplements, gets convicted, which kind of made me think of Vito a little bit.
One of my friends just posted, Florida Man tries to steal vending machine from apartment complex. And there's a picture of him on the security footage, this little skinny dude in a tank top with a vending machine, and he's like,
if I could tell you some of the things that I have seen since I have moved here to Florida, like you wouldn't be shocked, but you would definitely be like, yeah, Florida Man exists. I'll give you a prime example. So, we're moving out. We live in an apartment complex right now because we were looking for a house, right? So we're moving next week, thank God, because I can't take it anymore. So they decided to build more apartments to make more money, and they built them too close to the pool, and there's a wall. So Vito and I were out by the pool one day. It was ridiculously loud, and this guy has a crane, and they have these like built-in like patios and balconies on every level, but they're already pre-built to put in.
Okay.
So the guy has it on like a forklift kind of crane combination, and he's driving and he's driving and he's driving. And I said, Vito, that guy's not going to fit. And of course, Vito goes, get out your camera. So the guy's yelling and screaming, and they're all waving their hands, and he runs directly into the building and gets stuck on the fence, pool, palm tree, everything you could think of. He had that thing stuck in. They couldn't get him out. Hour goes by. Vito and I are just sitting there watching him. He comes around. He hits the side of the building. He got stuck. Now they're building them on the ground beside it and still trying to lift them up and hitting them. It's taken them over a month to figure out that they're not going to get them in, that they have to take the stuff up and build them from the inside of the building. An entire month they've been trying to build these on the outside, on the side, on the roof. They were trying to build them and lower them down, and they couldn't get them in. A month it took them, these rocket scientists, to figure out that that was not going to work out. And finally today we watched them put them in.
Nice.
So today was officially Florida Man Day. I live it every day. Every day is Florida Man Day here for me. I wish I had taken a shower earlier. My hair is so wet. Does it look bad?
No.
Not that the radio people can see, but
yeah, I was gonna say you got the hairdo for radio. You're good.
yeah, I get the perfect. I need to get my hair done. My lady hasn't come by yet. Hoping it's done by next week. The next story I have for you isn't a weird story, but kind of a sad story for you and I, because this is our generation. The last standing blockbuster video. The last one in Bend, Oregon. Last one is hanging on. They will not close it. The store manager admits to his stubbornness. He will remain open until the last video is done. So until he gets rid of all the videos, he won't close the store. So there's still one blockbuster.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
It is. Because somewhere in the house, I still have my card.
Do you really? You could go
I
up
think
there.
so.
That's awesome. I probably have one somewhere around here. One of my kids has a Blockbuster pin. That's the videotape that just says Blockbuster on it. But their computer system still reboots using a floppy disk. Like, this is legit a Blockbuster. They said that they have a dot matrix printer, but it just broke. So now the employees are writing out by hand memberships on the card. It's the last one. Can't be replaced. Now, since Radio Shack has gone out of business, this is the last dinosaur, they said. Yeah, it's in an Oregon strip mall. He will not shut it down until the last thing is sold. March 31st is the shutdown date. So we have to get there before. What are we going to do? We got to.
I'm not going to make that, I don't think.
It still has popcorn ceilings, low fluorescent lighting, wire metal racks, yellow and blue ticket stub logo. I mean, it's a classic dinosaur. I expect for these things to start popping up and coming back as of like nostalgia.
Yeah, because it's. So here's what. Okay, so this is the old man in me. Okay, and now I have two kids. I have a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, and yes, it's very easy when everybody's going crazy. Like, hey, let's have a quick movie night. To hit the button on the remote, go to on demand, grab something, rent it, and watch it. Right? Fine.
Yeah.
But there's a whole different thing about like putting the family in the car, driving to the video store, roaming around for way too long, looking at stuff. Daddy, can I get this, and this? And going through all of that, and then taking it home with the popcorn and the candy, and like having it's more of a thing. And I think we don't do that a lot. Soapbox, we don't do that enough anymore. But so I will say here, there's something called Family Video. And it's owned by a company that also owns a pizza place. So they've been starting to open up the pizza places next to the video. And so you get deals where you can call delivery for your pizza and also rent movies. And they bring you the movie and the pizza through delivery.
I like that.
Yeah. And the kids section is all free. Like all their kids stuff is free. So you go and you can go rent movies, and you can rent like regular movies or whatever. You pay for those, and it's like $2 or something crazy. But all the kids section is all free because they want to encourage like the families to come rent stuff. It's really cool.
That kind of family stuff anymore. Now you can gather around and you can click the TV and get like Netflix or whatever. But it used to be an event. I remember even being a teenager. I'm dating myself, by the way. Being a teenager and going out on Friday and like with a group of like girlfriends or on double dates or whatever and picking out a scary movie, going back to the house, ordering a pizza. That's what we did. That was fun to us. I guess kids are bigger, faster, stronger, whatever. Did you see the computer flip just now? That was my dog.
Nice. So this doesn't spoil anything. All I'm going to say is that one of the things that made me pop for the newest Marvel movie was that Blockbuster was in it.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's days gone past. But if you remember, if you watch Back to the Future too, remember everything comes back around again. Remember the kids? Oh, that's a baby's toy. It's your hand. the diner. I want to go to one of those places where it's always morning in America. You know, like they're all right there. I want that. We need more places like that. We need more nostalgia places. I bet they'd make money.
I bet so.
You know, another thing that I absolutely love that I don't know if you have it there or if you had it in, when you were in Manassas, but the thing that I absolutely love was a place in Philadelphia, right near the University City area called RealiT, where they used to serve all kinds of different mixes of cereals and oatmeal and all kinds of different milks. And you could sit there and you could eat the cereal and watch cartoons.
Oh.
The best.
That needs to happen everywhere.
I think they closed there, but there's still some that are open. They have them in the UK. It's every type of cereal you can imagine. RealiT. Look it up. Look it up.
I'm looking at it right now.
RealiT. I used to go there and you could get oatmeal specially made with like all kinds of different stuff, and you could get protein and stuff, and you could have like Captain Crunch mixed with, you know, I don't know, Lucky Charms.
Oh yeah, so they have like these pre-done mixes you can get too.
Yeah, they have the pre-done mixes where they have like their chef choice mixes.
Like this one, Devil Made Me Do It: Cocoa Puffs plus Lucky Charms plus malt bowls plus chocolate syrup.
That sounds good as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would eat.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm not a praying person, but I have to pray. Dear Lord, whatever heaven may be, when I die, please make it RealiT with a Dave and Buster's next door. Thank you.
Hey,
oh, man.
I don't know. Do you do the cross thing? I don't know what really. I'm a Buddhist. I don't know.
I need a little hat. I don't know.
I don't do all that stuff. Like
me either. But this is worth it. This is ridiculous. I need pictures.
Right? And there's like oatmeal that has like you can get chocolate chips with chocolate syrup.
There's one in Richmond.
Stop it! Go for the good of the city. Go!
Oh my gosh!
You have to go.
Like
you have
to go. 2 hours. I think. 2 hours.
We have everything here. There's got to be one here.
The only thing I see is Richmond. It's at Chippenham Hospital. What?
That's a little weird.
It's the food court of the hospital. Well, they got like a Blimpies and stuff like that. So.
They have Blimpies at the hospital?
Yeah.
If you get food poisoning, you can go right and admit yourself.
I was going to say, and the Blimpies is right next to the psychiatric pavilion, so.
Yeah.
I'm not making that up.
I'm gonna stop by Blimpies, get my straight jacket on for a couple days.
I'm not making that up. That is tremendous. Yeah, there's a food court. I bet it's part of the food court.
Is the mental ward part of the food court? Like, do they make them? Like, is that like a thing?
Gotta make the donuts. Gotta make the donuts.
You have insomnia. We're gonna put you in the food court making the donuts. What do you got? Anxiety? You can make the popcorn. What do you got? What do you got? Wow, that's like Dennis Leary's comedy album. His first one, no, that wasn't his first one. Is the one where he was talking about people that I have so many problems. He told me to go fuck myself, and I felt so much better.
All right.
What's your
that was the asshole CD.
That was a good album. That was the asshole album. That one. That was a good. You don't make them.
I wanted to come out today as my theme song on wrestling shows, but I figured like most of the places I worked wouldn't let me do that.
Well, back in our time, they were so like, we're going to be PG because
there's kids here.
It's not there's kids. It's not.
You know where I got the biggest pop when I was first starting out at the kids' places? I used to come out the Papa Roach Last Resort, and if I used the clean version because it was a kids' place, all the kids yelled out the F-bomb.
Of course they did, because
and their parents looked at me, and I'm like, "Well, it's your derelicts, whatever."
They're your munchkins, friends.
Not my fault. I didn't ask to be a role model.
Devin, since we're kind of like new on Twitch, we've only been on a month, and you've only been on a couple times. I don't know if everybody on Twitch realizes that you are one of the very early, if not first, wrestling viral video. You
and now it's turned into an internet meme.
Yeah, I've seen
on Facebook. It's on Facebook. If you go into Facebook and you go where you hit not a meme, a GIF, and you go to the animated GIFs that you can do on Facebook, and you type in Lex Lugar, it's about the fourth one down.
Oh, I've seen it all over the place. The GIF.
Yeah, it's an animated GIF on Facebook. It's built into Facebook now.
Did you see the one where the people recreated it?
With a cartoon and the voiceover? Oh,
yes.
no, the ones where they acted it out.
Yeah, but then they acted it out in the cartoon.
Yes.
I mean, Devin
I told the kid if he was going to do it, he needed to take his shirt all the way off. Like, who cares if he's self-conscious? Like, if you're going to do it, go all in.
Do it.
Take the shirt off.
Legitimately did get caught on the T-shirt. That was not a work.
No.
That was not. No, I still remember you calling me.
Wait, are we going to talk about this now? Does everybody know what it is, or do you need to tell everybody what it is?
I think we should tell everybody what it is, because I only have one more thing, and it's really not that great. I really kind of blew my load with the falling and sinking into despair. So I mean, now we got to go with whatever we got.
Yeah, the grave eating the woman. All right, why don't you want to explain it?
All right. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Devin Sturgis. No, honestly, back in the day, early 2000s, Devin and myself were in the wild and wonderful world of independent professional wrestling. Devin was a manager. I was a manager. But Devin was a backstage interviewer for Cyberspace Wrestling, who was connected to TNA at the time before it was Impact. So it was all kind of connected together. Billy Firehorn ran it.
And really quickly, there's a video floating out there somewhere of me with Uncle Vince, because that was setting up the long-term storyline.
I have to send it to you because I sent it to Jeff Lane. I was like, look, because Jeff Lane never saw the Lex Lugar caught in the shirt thing. And I had sent it to him because it was part of an episode of Spilling the Tea that I sent over to Realm. And Jeff was like, holy shit, I've never seen that before. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I got him and Vince. And he's like, stop it. And I sent it over. And he was like, this is great. When was this? I'm like, you missed it.
And the Candido one. I will talk about all this. Finish the Lugar thing, and then we'll.
Okay, so Lex Lugar had a promo with Devin backstage, and he was supposed to fight in, what was it called?
I don't know. What's it called? Super Brawl Saturday?
What?
Let me say, up until this point, one of the things that we always joked about, not just at Cyberspace took it and ran with it. All right, so what I was saying was that up until that point, so at Cyberspace, they always gave me a hard time because they used to call me one shot promo, right?
Right.
And so when I mean, like I say, it was a little bit of an ego thing when the TNA boys were there, and they were like hurrying to get out of there because they wanted to get out of there. They're like, we want to do it with Devin because one shot and we're done. You know what I mean? Because the flood things, whatever. And
right.
I always said that. Like that was always my big pride and joy. This was the one time in over 10 years that I had to reshoot something. And
he completely broke you at the end.
But you can't see why. Something broke me. There was a reason. And there's one other time I almost got broken. That was by Candido. But so for those of you that haven't seen it, go to YouTube, Google Lex Lugar versus VS T-shirt. You will find at least one, probably multiple. The one that's got like close to 1 million views is the main one.
1 million people have watched.
Well, no. So it keeps getting taken down and it gets put back up. So I don't know who's contesting it to take it down. Probably Lex, and then putting it back up. But it's been every time it gets close to 1 million, it comes off and it gets posted again. It gets up to close to 1 million again, and then so it's been almost like 4 million with all 4 times it's been posted. There's been people that somebody did a hand drawn cartoon with like the voiceover, like animation. I wish if you can find that, send me the link, people, because I haven't seen that in a couple of years. I lost it. It was on, what was that message board where they posted all the WrestleCrap? Is that what it was called? WrestleCrap? It was on the WrestleCrap website for a long time. It was my 15 minutes of fame. It is a great promo. I was interviewing Lex Lugar after he got screwed over. He somehow misses that he somehow misses every single line he's supposed to give in this thing. Like literally every single line. He forgets the English language at some point. he he doesn't remember the name of the next show, which I get it. He's traveling all over the place. I can whatever, but Super Brawl Saturday like isn't that often.
Been in a Super Brawl before. Like it's a
I mean, and he was, it wasn't like he was like a pre-written speech, but he wanted to go over it beforehand. That was the best part that nobody saw. Like he and I kind of ran through it a couple times so he could figure out what he wanted to say, and then like let's go. And then at one point he gets all mad and he goes to take his shirt off and it gets stuck. And that's the famous "and your t-shirts are too tight too, Billy" line. It's a constant flub. I don't know how I held it together as long as I did. And I lose it at the very, very end, right when it fades to black in the video. And I'm going to tell you what happens what made me do that. Okay. So first of all, I'm already trying not to, right. So first of all, stank breath. Wanted all from a Tic Tac in the middle of the promo.
Really?
Oh my God. Like I was waiting for my fake bleach hair to just like fall out.
Oh.
And anyway, so he's in a better place now. He's got himself straight. Like back then, he was a mess. That was still when he was a mess. This was years and years and
This
after
was
they
like
did it.
Elizabeth thing, like right after.
It was right after, yeah. So I mean, again, the guy's head's all over the place. So anyway, so cyberspace would film. I don't want to say it was in the bathroom because it wasn't. It was a locker room. It was like a little locker room. It was at a.
I remember that building.
It was a police athletic league, so it was like a little like sort of like mini locker room with the bathrooms in it. So the guys would change in the bathrooms, and then we'd have like the locker room area to shoot. But the problem was people were always coming in and out. So I just remember the first shows I did up there were like horrendous, like to try and do promos because people would just keep opening the door and people, oh, do it again, So they started locking the door. So at the end of the promo, he gets, "I'm pissed now," and he goes storming off. Well, nobody tells him that the door's locked. And in the corner of my eye, I gotta say, he was in the role. He was storming off, pissed off, full speed, much like I can imagine Vito doing. And without slowing down, in one motion, as he's walking fast, he reaches out to grab the door to pull it open to go out the door. It doesn't open, but he can't stop at that point. He's already like movement-wise, he's too close to the door. He's already committed, and he just keeps walking. He takes like another step. He can't stop himself, and hits his head right into the door. And then he yells something about like the door's locked too, Billy, or something, and I just lost it. Like that was.
God bless.
He literally nose planted into the door. He put the door over.
The sad thing is that Billy Firehawk had like a nice little fed going there. He had all the TNA guys coming in. He had Russo. All the guys from WCW clothes were rolling in. He had so many people. Vito told me he worked there before. I didn't even know that. So he's like, oh yeah, like a lot of the guys would go through. Jeff Jarrett was there. Pat Simon Diamond.
DDP was there. Canyon was there. Francine worked there.
But then people like that did indies. We had like the Smoke, who does all the conventions, doing the thing. And so
Solution was there, right?
Yeah, he had
Papa Don and all them.
Yeah, Papa Don was there, and trying to think of who else. I mean, that was really.
It was a good mix. It was really cool because he was giving, some of the boys that he thought needed.
There too. I remember Jeremy Borash.
Oh, you know who was there that people would know from the indie scene back then? Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal was there. That's right. He
loved Jay Lethal. He loved Jay. He put Jay Lethal over like huge by getting him in the ring with all these guys. Now the dude's blown up. Like I'm not saying because of that.
But Jay Lethal was our boy. Like when he started, we were with him. We're friends with his mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And, we know so many people from.
Firehawk booked his mom into the gimmick a little bit.
Yes. His mom can cut a promo like you would.
Yes, she could. Better than most of the boys.
Oh, remember when she hit John Shane in the face?
Yes, I love that.
I bet.
So listen, the other promo that I want people to find again, still cyberspace, is with Chris Candido, because Chris, we were talking earlier about people that passed too soon and hitting hard. That one hit me really hard.
Yeah,
dude was really good to me. I met him and Sonny because they were stranded at the airport in DC. We were talking earlier about the Rob Black show. that was how we got there. Was I went to go pick them up from the airport because they were stranded, and I drove them from DC to Pittsburgh. So nice guy. Used to let me call him, and he'd watch stuff and critique and help me and just bullshit. And if I had a rough locker room day, he would cheer me up. Real, great guy. So anyway, so you remember the famous match in Delaware? Not famous to anybody but me and you, where you had to drive me to the hospital afterwards because I had I had my jaw busted open on the broken ring. I had broken ribs. So this was like a week after, or 2 weeks maybe after the broken ribs, and I go up to cyberspace and I go to do the book. It was, I was doing backstage stuff, so I can still do it with broken ribs. Chris comes up, gives me a big hug, and how you doing? I'm like, as soon as he gives me the hug, because ribs. And he's like, oh, what happened? And so I told him the story about the broken ring and how I fell on the board and the broken ribs and all that. He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. And you could just tell with him, like his brain was whirling, right? Yeah. So I don't know if it was his idea or Firehawk's idea, but they decided that I was going to interview him for a promo because that was like his first time there. And during this promo, he knows that I have a gimmick microphone that, it's not on, but I have to hold it near him like it looks like it's real. So over the course of the promo, he gets lower, lower, and lower, and lower, and lower until I'm all the way bent over because he's laying on his back on the floor, and he got to make sense. And I'm bent all the way over with a broken rib, and then he pops up on his feet, and I have to like go. And you just see my face going. So the greatest thing is he could not get it. He was laughing. Sonny told me the next time I saw them that he laughed the whole way home. That in his whole career, he finally got to rib a rib.
Yeah. Oh,
that's what he was amused by.
I still remember my little dog I had, Rocco, the Chihuahua, that I used to be everywhere. Yeah. I remember him playing with Rocco. It was the last time I saw him. And he was like, I love your dog. I love your dog so much. And I look over and he's got Rocco's ear hanging out of his mouth. And he's going, the dog is just hanging there like his That was the last time I saw Chris. He was such a trip. We had some good times back then, that's for sure. We had a strange group of people. Do you remember the show? I don't know if you were at this one, but I know you remember it. The one where Chris and Sonny showed up and Chris made Sonny bring his bag to ringside.
Yeah.
And walked out the door. Remember that one? That's always a good one. He was a trip. Dev, we have filled up our entire hour of a show.
And we talked about me a lot of it. That's my favorite topic.
I love when we talk about you.
I just want people to go watch that promo. That promo is like, I will say, I'm the first one to say I did nothing in wrestling. I am not somebody that's going to get remembered long term. Nowhere near anything close to what your husband did. But I have that promo. And I have 2 bikini contests that I won.
Yes. You beat me twice.
Yes.
Twice. You hold 2 victories.
And I got beat up by Velvet Sky.
Yep. Good. And we left in the Cadillac, which I do have that video. My mom just told me the other day she's got her house.
It used to be up, and then somebody took it down off YouTube. So
it got nailed for like copyright. I had it up for a while. I
didn't know that. I don't know if I want a copy. I don't know if I want my kids to see that, but maybe maybe.
Send it to you on the kayfabe.
You can do, yeah. Send it to me. I'll decide. Maybe I'll show my daughter. She might be amused.
Once it comes down here, Mom's got to bring on. I still have tons of stuff in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I like to see it.
So whatever. All right, Devin, give me some of your plugs, my friend.
You know me. You know what? Just follow me on Twitter, guys. It's at Devin Leshin, Leshin. I'm going to throw all kinds of crazy stuff out there, kind of whatever crosses my path to plug over time. Just follow me on Twitter.
Follow him on Twitter. Follow him. And you know us, guys. We got all kinds of stuff going on over here. Make sure you catch us every day on twitch.tv/The Big Vito Brand. We're happy we're getting some subscribers, and that's great. We're affiliated now, so that's awesome for us. Then we got the notification of Big Vito. We got the Big Vito Sports Show. We got This Week in Wrestling History coming back to Realm Network. Check us out at thebigvitobrand.com. Check us out on anchor.fm/The Big Vito Brand. You can catch me on all of social media at RealiT. Spiller, capital T. It's because I spill a lot of it. And we see you back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Stole that one from Vince, who stole that one from Batman.
Batman. Speaking of Batman, make Vito read Batman Hush.
Oh yeah, that's been listed. There's
Yes.
I have like Long Halloween and like I have all these right there, and there's a closet right over here.
Okay.
Comic books are there, but they're going in the new office. I'm gonna like do readings, interpretive.
That's in the family.
I'm taking him to the comic store, and he's starting to learn video games he's already played Atari, but Nintendo forward. So he's gonna start streaming games on Twitch.
You know, he would like Punisher, I think, just legit. Like, you know, he's not a comic person.
Well, you know what? He loves Batman. He loves Batman.
Oh, there you go.
Conversation. He loves Batman, so he wants to know more about Batman. He's very open to learning things where he never was before. Now he is. So it's a whole new, kinder, gentler Big Vito.
There you go.
Actually letting me teach him things, and he's not having a hysterical fit going, I don't like cartoons. I don't like. Now, like, he goes to Disney and he'll play games, and Haley and Nick have broken him in a little bit, you know,
Nice.
Nick and the Goose. So they got him kind of broken in. He plays some Wii games, but he's going to stream some Nintendo games.
Nice.
He actually called himself a gamer the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, on Twitch Live. He's like, well, I'm a gamer now, you know? And so, and he's talking about, I know we're supposed to end this, but he literally said today, thinking about growing hair.
What?
Yes, he said, well,
Is he going to go emo? Like, kind of.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's like a whole new Vito. So he's like thinking about growing hair. And I'm like, well, you got your beard back, you know? And he's like, no. I think about growing up here. And I was like, you've never had hair. Like, you haven't had hair since 1982. Like, why all of a sudden do you want hair? And he's like, well, he said, I saw Batista grew his hair in and he had a nice fade. You know, those two were tight. Like, they used to know their holidays together and shit. He's like, he has like a nice fade and he goes, I think I got hair.
So as soon as hair starts coming out, you need to run around or not run, you know, move around the house with wheel around the house with playing the Back to the Future theme song.
Dun, dun, dun. 1982.
Gotta go back in time.
He's got brain issues. I don't know if I want to like pretend like it's 1982.
It's not hair growing out of that head. It's pumpkin mold.
He definitely has a hairline, dude. Like, he's gonna kill me.
I know. I'm just kidding.
He's definitely got hair, except he never has grown it. Like, he shaved it. He used to have a bleach blonde mohawk, and then when he became Skull Von Crush, like, he shaved it all off.
Right.
And because
never to be seen from since.
And nobody has heard of the hair since. So he even had a perm once.
No.
Forgot, dude.
A Vito perm.
Him and Danny J both had perms back in the day. Yeah, he's had hair, and I have pictures of him with hair. I shared them.
Do you have pictures of the perm?
I bet you I do. And we're moving, so I get access to like all the family photos and stuff. Like, every time I find something new, every time we move.
Perm.
Going through he has a box. We all joke, we call it the treasure box or the box. It's full of like pictures of Vito with hair and like baby pictures of Vito.
No, but see, if you had a picture of Vito with a perm, that's not even a treasure. That's like gold. We can all retire.
That's gold. I could print that and like sell posters. Like that.
It needs to be a T-shirt. Nothing, no words. Just Vito with a perm.
I want to do Vito with the mohawk, the blonde mohawk.
Nice.
With the legit blonde of mohawk. I do have Vito in his army.
Baron Von Mohawk.
He wants to go back to being Skull Von Crush again because Stevie called him the other day from Harlem Heat and was saying, me and Booker love that gimmick. Like, we really love that gimmick. Like, and everybody keeps telling, and it's so funny because it's supposed to be like this, like, racist-y gimmick because that was the time.
Right.
Every single ethnic person we know of every ethnicity says, I loved Skull Von Crush, man. That was great. Yeah, they were the people that were supposed to hate it. And they all love it. I mean, he was going to like, him and Vince did a bar mitzvah together. I swear to God, I'll have Vito on next time we get a chance. We'll sit down and I'll have Vito tell you the story about the time him and Russo did the bar mitzvah with Vito as Skull Von Crush and Russo as Vicious Vincent.
Oh, that sounds like money right there.
Gold, dude. Gold. Gold.
Uh,
Thank you for joining us on Spilling the Reality, and we will see you then.
See ya, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
This has been a production of The Big Vito Brand. You can now check us out at our new home, thebigvitobrand.com.